Hi guys, me again. So today I'm in my new Polytunnel. I usually have these like little greenhouses from Wilko's, buying from Wilko's. I've got 3 in here at the moment, but I usually have 2 outside. They cost me between £15 and £20 from Wilko's. I can't remember exactly how much. But what they've done now is they're still charging the same prices, just they've made them smaller. So the plastic little covers, the replacement ones, now don't fit these, and nowhere seems to do them. So this year I thought I'd buy a little Polytunnel. It's not massive, it's only like, I think it's 2 metres by 3 metres. It's off eBay and it was £65 including delivery for the price. It's really good quality, the sheeting's really good, and it's got really warm in here. Today what I'm going to do with you is plant some seeds. I'm not showing because my neighbour's next door. This is in the top of my garden, it's against the fence, quite protected. It took about 2 hours to build. These actually took longer. I built this one yesterday and it actually took me a lot longer to build this than it did on build the frame. Just on my grass, and what I've done, I bought like U-shaped pegs to peg it in. I bought 20 of them, so I put them all the way around. I've pegged these little mini greenhouses as well to the ground. You also get ropes with the Polytunnel itself to anchor it down. There's 4 of them. It comes with pegs, so I've used that, and all along the frame, because I'm on grass here so I can't bury it, but all along the frame on the outside I've put really heavy bricks as well, so hopefully that will keep it anchored. I've got the soil and everything here, and I'll just bring you in a bit closer and I'll show you what I'm planting. Okay, so today I'm going to be planting 3 different things. I'm going to be planting peas, some herbs and some lettuce and lettucey leaves. Now the first one, the peas, are Feltham, see that? Feltham first, and they're from Premier Seeds Direct. There's 350 seeds in this packet and it cost me 99p. I got these off eBay, but when I went the other week to look, they've gone off eBay, but they have got a website now and they charge 79p delivery. Anyway, you get 350 seeds. Feltham first is a first early pea. These are good for planting in the winter or the spring, so that's why I thought I'd start them now. They don't grow very big, and if you overwinter them you could get your first peas in May. I've got 2 herbs here. One is a leaf coriander, which is from the real seeds, and I've also got some dill. Now these, you can grow them all year round. I got this leaf coriander because it's slower to bolt, because coriander likes to bolt, but that doesn't bother me then, because I just collect the seeds and use them to plant next year or in cooking. So leaf coriander and dill, they prefer it cooler because when it gets too hot they bolt. So I'm going to be growing them now. The next one is spinach. Again, spinach doesn't like the summer, it likes spring and it likes autumn. I think you can actually overwinter spinach if you sow it in the spring, but it doesn't bolt. And this one is Medania. And the next 2 I've got is Rossa, which is like a red spiky lettuce, and Marble of 4 Seasons. These again do really well in when it's cooler, but they also do really well when it's hot. So the Rossa, I usually plant this again in August, and I've still been picking it in November. Marble of 4 Seasons I've never grown before, but it says that I can sow it from February to July. We'll give them a go today. So this is my pea for my trays, and this was actually taken out of my son's advent calendar, so there's no holes in the bottom of it, so I've just poked holes with a screwdriver in the bottom. This compost is already a bit damp, that's great, and I've had it in here for a couple of hours just to warm up. Now in each little cell I'm going to plant 3 peas with the hopes of I'm going to plant 3 seeds in the hopes that at least 1 or 2 comes up. If all 3 comes up, that's fine. And when they're ready, when I plant out, I just plant the whole little cell. I don't separate them into 3 plants. I just plant them all as one go. Okay, so that's all the peas in there now. If they all come up, that'll give me like 72 little plants. I'll just lift them out in clumps and plant them in clumps. Peas are really good for sowing in succession, so I'll probably do, I don't know, a new set every 2 to 3 weeks, because peas tend to come all at once if you plant them all together. That's not a problem because peas are lovely and they never make it home. So now I'm just going to sprinkle some soil on, and when you're sprinkling the soil on, the rule is you want to put on as much soil as the thickness of the seed. And yeah, just cover them all up, and we'll put a label in there. Okay, so now I'm going to do the herbs. Again, you can do these in succession as well. I put about 3 seeds in each little cell. Now I pack the soil, the compost, quite tightly into these little cells, so then it comes out all in one go. It doesn't break apart usually. Coriander is just like little balls. The dill seeds smell absolutely beautiful, and I don't know if you can see the seeds there, it's a bit too bright, but these are tiny. And again, 2 or 3 in there. A few more in that one, never mind. If it's not too windy and you can hear what I'm saying, try not to shout. Now then, the lettuce. I'm not going to do as many lettuce because, you know, they all grow at the same time, where you end up eating like a lettuce a day otherwise. There's just no way you can keep up with them. This is Marvel of 4 Seasons, and they're tiny, tiny, like little grass seeds they are, and these are quite dark. So I'm literally going to put 2 in. Hopes they grow. And this is the Lollo Rossa. And these are lighter colour seeds. Again, just like grass seeds, these are. And again, just put a couple in. Okay. And these ones are the spinach seeds. They're a lot bigger. Again, I'll put 2 or 3 in each cell, and then I'll plant them out. Oh, there goes one. I'll plant them out in little clumps. Hi, I'm back inside now. I'm sorry about that, but all the neighbours came out. My next door neighbour, he's got grandchildren and they came over, and he's got a really, really long garden that makes an amazing football pitch. So they like to play football. They seemed to use the fence as a goalpost, so that was banging. And then my neighbours the other side, they were started cutting some wood or drilling and sawing and stuff like that, so I finished planting them and now I'm back in. They will stay in the polytunnel, so I put a sprinkling of soil over the herbs and the lettuce and the spinach, and then I have like a water sprayer because the compost was quite damp anyway, and I just sprayed them. Now, one mistake I always make with the peas is I overwater them and they just rot, so hopefully because they're in the polytunnel, I won't be up there watering them every single day. But yeah, I use a water sprayer and I gave it a sprinkling of water. So I'll write in the comments what I'm planting. So the peas I'll do in succession. And like I said, these Feltham first are an early pea. They're good for planting in winter or spring. They don't grow very tall, they're quite small, so they don't really need support, but I support them and I always cover them. When I put the peas out, I always cover them because the pigeons absolutely love them, and I had loads growing last year and they were going really well, and I thought because I planted them against like some netting they wouldn't find them, but they did, and they ate them and they just never recovered. They grew but they never recovered, so whenever these peas go out I will be covering them until they're a good foot high, and I'll also plant them every like 2-3 weeks in succession. I stop at a certain time. I don't usually, I think it's May or June. I think it's June the last time you can plant peas, but I stop them at the end of May. Because if you plant them too late, they get pea moth, and it's a little moth, lays its eggs in the peas and then they turn to maggots, so when you open your peas they're just full of maggots, not nice. I think the Rossa does fine in the summer, but it's just something that I've always done later. I've never started them in March, but I thought if they do well with the cold in the autumn, then they should be okay to start off in the polytunnel, be quite strong. I know this marvel of 4 seasons is quite tolerant to the cold, and so that's why I chose that one. And this one's more like an iceberg lettuce. This one is like a loose-headed frilly type lettuce, but I don't pick this whole, I just pick the leaves, whereas this one I'm presuming I'll have to pick the whole one. And the spinach again doesn't like the summer, winter crop or early spring. But don't forget, spinach really good for freezing as well, so I'll pick, freeze what I can't eat. I much prefer spinach leaves when they're small and raw. I don't like them cooked because they just go slimy and I hate it. But my little boy loves spinach cooked in a curry. The coriander and the dill, these grow really well when it's colder, so spring, autumn. This one though, it says leaf selection coriander is slow to bolt, so it doesn't tend to go to seed, whereas the other ones usually do, and they freeze really well. Yes, it feels really good to start sewing stuff. I'll be doing a couple more videos now because there's a couple more things that I want to sew. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and I'll see you soon. Bye!